What is up? What is up? What is up, everybody? It is Phil Nagy on Sports, and it is a new sim season, a new sim era, a new sim sports, where we're going to jump in and do the occasional Blue Jackets sim here as they work their way towards potential playoff berth. The Eastern Conference is extremely tight right now. Blue Jackets 18-18-7. That would be 7 overtime losses. Here we go. Let's drop the puck here from center ice. Fantilli against Nate the Great, Nate McKinnon. Appreciate you being on again. My name is Phil Nagy. Only place on YouTube that you're going to find. We're going to get a quick penalty already as the goaltender heads to the bench, and Greaves will go ahead and make the quick save, but we're going to get Mason Marchment into the sin bin already. Wedgwood was headed right to the bench. Apparently that was the penalty. So very quickly you're putting a good Avalanche team onto the power play. Anyway, just finishing telling you that Phil Nagy on Sports. Nagy on Sports is the channel, only place on YouTube you're going to find these simulated sporting events with live original commentary. Mostly football, but experimenting with a couple of other things now that both the Buckeyes and the Browns are out of it for the season. So in the corner now, Ivan Provorov. He'll fight it away and he'll clear it all the way back down. Here at Ball Arena, downtown Denver, Colorado. Burns has it in the corner. Now here's former first-round pick Valerian Nichushkin. Blocked in the middle. Nelson was on the other end of that. Brock Nelson. And Ross Colton has it stuck on his stick in the back. Matejchuk will be able to get it, and they'll clear it out now halfway through the power play. Going to do 7-minute periods. I do have some fairly aggressive superstar level sim statistics for us as Matejchuk dispossesses. Now here comes Kirill Marchenko. He's on the right wing corner, and he'll go all the way down into the corner and take those precious times. Charlie Coyle, the former Avalanche player, coming over in a trade with the Blue Jackets, I believe. Or was it in a... I don't know if it was in a trade or not. Anyway, Nachos, Landeskog, and Lakeinen in there now. He was trailed with Miles Wood for Gavin Bridley in the third-round pick and a second-round pick in 2025. That's what I thought about Charlie Coyle. All right, here comes up the middle now. Coyle in trouble again, and that will end the power play. But here quickly, a 3-on. No, how did they get behind everybody? Necas, and he scores! Martin Necas, long-time Carolina Hurricane. He bounced around a little bit, and somehow at the end of the shift, look at the two Blue Jackets getting stuck on each other, and very, very sadly for them, and poor Jack Greaves could do nothing. It was literally a 3-on-0. Pass comes late. It actually wasn't even that great of a pass, so they're only going to give him a 14% chance of making with the Ice Q graphic. If you've never played this game before, by the way, it's a really, really good video game, really well-made video game. And speaking of Gavin Bridley, came over from the Blue Jackets, as we're finally now to some full lines of 5-on-5 hockey with a very quick 1-0 lead for the Avalanche. All right, Cole Sillinger, long lead pass to Dmitry Voronkov, who's able to stay on side. It was going to be checked there by Kale McCarr, one of the best defensemen in the league. One of the best offensive defensemen in the league. Now Brindley fired on by his teammate. It looked like Kelly that got a rip on it. And it was Parker Kelly coming over from that right wing side. And he made a big swing at it. Parker Kelly, the 6'1", 185-pound left shooting centerman. Playing on the right wing. Now ZAR, they call him Zach Aston Reese is his name, Brendan Gauntz. Journeyman AHLer, getting a chance to play up in the big club for a while. Aston Reese throws it, but it's just clearly blocked by a lot of traffic. Now coming the other way is Olofsson. Olofsson will effort down the left wing side. Victor Olofsson now back to the middle for Drury, who came over with Necas, I believe, in the trade. And now Jake Christensen to Fabro, and now Kent Johnson quickly left side to Brandon Gauntz again. Gauntz will come down. They've got a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Firing it with some heat. That was Zach Aston Reese, who put a really wicked one-time slap shot on it. Didn't go. Good play by Scotty Wedgwood in the pipes tonight. Now here comes Olofsson again, late in the shift. You can see the little meters underneath them. They are very tired here at the end of the shift. Christensen gets up to Ken Johnson, who's also exhausted. Long lead pass for Voronkov, who gets bumped off the puck by Solotov. And now Oler on the other side. And into the corner. Soliyov, sorry, couldn't see the T from this far away. Defenseman dispossessed in the middle, and hustling back to get it that time is Josh Manson. Now Brock Nelson coming up the right wing and dispossessed by Fabro. Long lead pass. Defense needs a change here. Sillinger should be able to give them enough time to do that. Nope, they can't get a change. Taken away quickly, and Fabro very late in the shift. He's got some tired legs. Fighting in the corner with Josh Manson. Now it's Brock Nelson, rather. Nelson's got it. Wheeling around to the front. And taken away. Fabro, they desperately need a change from their two defensemen. Fantilli gets dispossessed, but can he get it into the corner long enough to change? I think he probably can. Now he gets it back. Fantilli tried to go to the front of the net. It got taken off of his stick. Kelly, long lead pass, D to D. Now Nelson, he's late in a shift. You can see he's pretty tired here. Fired it right into the pad of Greaves, and Jet will go ahead and slow this thing down. 10th shot already of the first quarter. Gosh, look at me. I don't know hockey. First period. There was that nice ripper there from Zach Aston-Reese. Looked like I said 81 miles an hour on that one. Look at this cross crease pass. And Reese puts a rip on it. And it goes off that right blocker of the goaltender, Scott Wedgwood. Appreciate everybody being on. Thanks again so much to all my subscribers. Hope to do a few more of these hockey sims, and hopefully we'll get a Blue Jackets playoff run one of these days. Landeskog tried a little backhand, and Jet was ready for it. Jet Greaves already 10 saves in those first 10 minutes of the hockey game. And he's being tested early and often. The Blue Jackets are in the middle of this West Coast swing. I think this game's actually at 4 o'clock today, so earlier than I had anticipated. I may have simmed a little bit earlier had I known. I was going to try to give you a preview of what it's going to look like now. Brensky down the left wing side. Zach Brensky, one of the best defensemen also in the league. Marchenko, that one's going to be deflected in front of him. Fantilli gets it back. He's a little late in the shift, and now they'll go up left wing side. Landeskog, long lead pass in the middle, and a great save. Natchez trying to go for number 2, and Jet Greaves put a great save on it. Now Mason Marchment. Marchment will head down the left wing side. He's got Fantilli in the middle. Long cross pass, but it's taken away by Nate the Great McKinnon. And now Natchez trying to dangle his way around. A little deke, but Provorov wasn't falling for it. Matthew Olivier now. Here's Danton Heinen. Recent acquisition in the middle, and a ripper, and it's they go the second one. Heinen gets it to go. I didn't even finish talking about him. Danton Heinen had the beautiful pass to Olivier. The ball. Gosh, Phil, come on, get your hockey head on. The puck comes off. This is the amazing save, by the way. Now coming the other way. So Heinen comes in, great pass. Olivier smack to the middle, and then Heinen just quickly there to pick up the garbage, as they say, and look at him, whoop, right on his stick. Easy goal for Danton Heinen, again coming over in a trade, in the Igor Trinikov trade just a week or two ago from the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he has tied it up here. His first goal of the night. Obviously, they'll tie it up in the middle. Boone Jenner, the captain. Captain Jenner to the right corner. And he'll be bumped off the puck, stays on his feet though. Coyle has it taken off of his stick, playing against former teammates. Now Gavin Brindley, the former Blue Jacket, who never could crack the top lineup for these Blue Jackets. Damon Severson, first time we've called his name. Long pass to Kelly, who gets bumped off, and now it's getting physical here. 7:15 to go. Coyle, he'll take a ripper to the stick break. Nope, just got to hit a little bit from the back. Soliev up to Kelly. He'll try to fire one into the corner so that they can complete a line change. Damon Severson will pick that one up and get it back to ZAR. He'll fire all the way hard around, fighting over forward and being picked up in the corner by Heinen, the goal scorer. Boom! Cross pass to Zach Aston-Reese again, and a great save once again by Scott Wedgwood. Anders Houston gets it taken off of his stick. Valerian Houston into the corner and fighting for the puck are a couple of players. And a score! Nelson got it. I looked down at the roster to check who number 71 was, because I do not see him on the roster. And Brock Nelson, a long-time veteran, been on the Islanders for a long time, was sitting there waiting for it. And Jet could feel that that pass was coming. Got 2 Blue Jackets on 1 player. That's never going to end particularly well. Yeah, 20% shooting percentage from that one. You're going to have a pretty good shot of scoring, and he did. And look at that, Provorov and Heinen guarding the same guy. And nobody goes with Brock Nelson, and it's a 2-1 hockey game. I don't have a number 71 on my roster, so I wonder who that is. And now the CBJ is going to go to their power play. We're going to get some tripping on Josh Manson, the defenseman. Let's look at that trip. Yep, pretty easy call there as Heinen takes the dive. And 2 minutes for the Avalanches. Josh Manson is unhappy about it there in the blocks. Sorry about your luck, Josh Manson. All right, Voronkov, Fantilli, Marchment will be your power play line number 1. Drury and Kelly. And Kelly wins the draw. Parker Kelly, that is. And a quick goal. Gosh, I keep looking down. I keep looking down at the screen to check a roster name. And Adam Fantilli puts one in. Let's watch it again. You can see him lining up on that back door. Same thing. Nobody's over there. Cross crease pass. And Wedgwood actually over pursues. Comes to the near post. And look at this one-timer at 16%. And shwink puts it on it. And that's a beautiful goal right there. And the Blue Jackets are able to tie this one up. This beautiful pass. The old tape to tape. That's what one of Zach Werenski's skill factors, X factor kind of things is. And into the net, beautifully done there, and the Blue Jackets tie it up with Adam Fantilli. They call him Adamo, or Mo for short, I believe. Fance, I believe. Our first round pick a couple of years ago in the Connor Bedard draft. Now Cole Sillinger in a 2-2 game. Last 4 minutes and 30 seconds of the first period. It's been an exciting up and down game of hockey. Wedgwood has not been tested much. You can see just 6 shots on goal, and 2 of them have gone in. 14 the other way. Jet Greaves has made 12 big saves. Here's Danton Heinen now. And Cale McCarr takes it off his stick. And it's just now far side to Gabriel Landeskog. Landeskog being, once again taken by 2 defenders. That means somebody is open. McKinnon tries to get sneaky and come near post, and Jet is ready for it. And he'll cover this one up. Good look at Cole Sillinger. It'd be nice if he kind of just became and kind of sees that third line centerman. I'm going to be physical, but I'm also going to get into the offense from time to time role. So I think that they hope for him as well. Again, no Monahan, I believe, a little bit banged up right now for the Blue Jackets. Now in the corner, now Kent Johnson. Zach has to reach to Christensen, the defenseman, and he throws one on now coming the other way. Says Monahan's supposed to be in. I just haven't seen him yet, so maybe the game thinks he's nicked up, or maybe the game hasn't reacted. I do download the most recent rosters, but they're from a couple of days ago. Around the corner, the hard around. It updates the roster every week, I think. Here's Ross Colton now. He'll go, and Christensen takes it away. Zach Aston-Reese on the far side. He's at the end of the shift. Waiting for it is Kent Johnson in front. He never could get it through. Olofsson coming the other way. Last minute of play, Josh Manson up the left wing side. Trying to put one on. He goes high glove, and Jet snags it out of the air. Greaves, a lot of action in front of his crease so far here today, as they are peppering Jet Greaves with shots here, and he's made 14 big saves in a 2-2 hockey game. Decided to go with 7-minute period lengths. Not super duper fast, but also not reality. Sorry, hockey fans. I just think there'd be too much scoring, frankly. We kind of couldn't find that balance when we did our FIFA sims for the World Cup. The games were like 10-9 because there'd just be so much scoring. It wasn't overly realistic. Provorov able to get a stick on it, and 0 on the clock. 2-2 hockey game. Some good hockey up and down here in Colorado. Ball Arena. Beautiful Denver, Colorado. And that was the one. Most recent goal there. You see 8 to 16 in shots. And both teams passing over 90%. Both teams have had a power play. The Blue Jackets have scored on their power play. Period number 2. They'll flip sides. This is the long shift side. So again, you are the furthest from your bench if you're the defenseman, so you can see the Blue Jackets bench is on the left, but those defensemen are over on the right. So they will have the longest change here in the second period. Always something to keep an eye on. Now McKinnon fired. Big ripper from the point. And I think that was Cale McCarr. And saved by Jet Greaves, and he'll go ahead and cover up and ice the puck. I do have the ice the puck. Like setting turned way down. I wish they would pass it, but if he doesn't feel like he can pass it, he's going to just eat it. Rip it again! Manson. And taken away. Here come the Blue Jackets. Mason Marchment hit right at the blue line, and now Natchez comes down the left wing side himself with some speed. Martin Natchez across the middle, dispossessed, and intercepted by Marchenko. We got a Marchment and a Marchenko on the same line. Kirill back to Mason. Mason trying to go backhand, and Wedgwood's there for it, and Marchenko keeps him from trying to pass it to a teammate. As long as it can let me X through these screens fairly quickly. Lincoln and Nelson, Nishuskin here, line number 2. Nelson wins the draw now. Girard comes around the right side. And into the corner, hard around, and picked up by Denton Matejchuk. Marchenko, he'll go left. Now back across the middle, trying to set up a teammate. There's nowhere to go. Now Nelson from Samuel Girard. Nelson in the left wing corner, and Greaves has got it on his stick, and he'll eat it again. I wish they wouldn't ice it so much. Just kick that thing back out, baby. Keep the game playing. I know you need your breaks. That's part of it. Alex, welcome in. Okay, a brief hockey nutshell. Well, the thing on the ice with the little gray thing around it is called the puck, and you use sticks and you are on skates, and now Coyle fires and it's taken away. Provorov, you play 5-on-5 unless somebody does something bad, then you get penalty and you get sent to the penalty box, right? And they can do a 4-on-5 or even a 5-on-4 or then even a 5-on-3. There are different kinds of penalties, like 2-minute ones or 4-minute ones or 5-minute ones. You can fight guys if you want. You can physical and hit them as long as it's not, as long as it seems like they have the puck. You can't just jack guys in the middle of the ice. It's a really fast-paced game. It's a really, really fun game to watch in person, by the way. If you've never seen a hockey game in person for anyone, I would recommend. And Jet Greaves is going to cover the puck. So the goalie can actually freeze the puck like he just did there, which gets a stoppage in play. And then to restart it, they have what's called a face-off, which we're about to see here. Otherwise, you play with 3 forwards and 2 defensemen. There's one person called the centerman. He's in the center, and then a left wing and a right wing, respectively. And then your 2 defensemen, a left defenseman and a right defenseman. Now here's Cole Sillinger, right side of Danton Heinen. Now to Dmitry Voronkov inside. He just got too far below it, and he tried to kick it back to himself. Oh, that was a cool pass from Sillinger. Could not get through. But anyway, yeah, you want to try to score goals to get it past that goalie. Now here comes Olofsson, left side, and they got the rebound, and it goes. Jack Drury, and it goes through. Oh, boy. The New York native, Jack Drury. And I think Jet's going to want that one back. Again, can't hold on to the rebound. And once again, the Blue Jackets are leaving an open player right in front of the net. The rebound goes right to him. That is one of the easiest goals you're going to get as an NHL hockey player. So off the rebound, and then he throws it in right behind him. Colorado retakes the lead now, 3-2. Barkadov, he's the one that's up there. Zakir Barkadov is out on this line. Now Voronkov going hard to the net, trying to throw it in with some power. The big Russian for us, Dmitry Voronkov. Tried to play the hard around in. They do what's called line changes, so you sort of substitute on the fly, but when one guy leaves, another guy will come on. If you have too many men, they'll call a penalty for that. So you can't jump onto the ice too quick. But yeah, you can have long shifts, but usually they're playing between 30 and 90 seconds. Like an all-out sprint. Now Fantilli, and a stick to side by Wedgwood. Still not out. Now Kent Johnson top to Matejchuk. He'll try to fire one on and never got through. It hit too many legs on the way. Out on the right, into the right wing corner, and the hard around. Taken by Zach Werenski back there. Here comes Kent Johnson. Johnson bumped off the puck, but Marchment picks it up. Mason Marchment, recent trade acquisition from the Blue Jackets as well. All he's done is come here and score goals. He's got 5 goals in his first 7 games as a Blue Jacket or something like that. And Jet Greaves will catch that one with the big old baseball mitt, catching glove. And he'll freeze the puck again. Already 25 shots on goal for the Colorado Avalanche, just 13 for your Blue Jackets. Or my Blue Jackets, I guess. I won't put them on everybody's lips. Actually, the ironic thing is I was an Avalanche fan before the Blue Jackets existed. I liked Joe Sakic back in the day, Patrick Waugh in goal. And then the Blue Jackets became a thing, and so I obviously became a Blue Jackets fan. Across the middle, long pass, Landeskog, and it's sticked aside. Actually, it might have hit the blocker than the stick, but a nice save by Jet Greaves in goal. Now Coyle tries to get it out. They can't get it out. So Alex, the offensive area, as Brent Burns throws it in. That thing hit the iron and went in. Big Brent Burns, nearly 40 years old. He just got into the high slot and ripped it. Nobody was on him once again. Stop me if you've heard this one before. 100.6 miles an hour. That thing had some heat on it. Hit off the inside of the post and into the back. It's a cool looking goal. Watch it again. Right between him. Doink. Looked like maybe Werenski impeded his glove just a little bit. Unfortunate there. Yeah, it's a little bit... sorry, our team is the team in white. Our team. The team that I root for, that would be the Columbus Blue Jackets. Even though on the scoreboard they'll be called the CBJ because we're playing the Colorado Avalanche. So Colorado's initials are COL. Now here comes Olivier. Tried to throw it in front, Captain Boone Jenner, and Scotty Wedgwood holds it up. So yes, the team in white is the team that I root for here in real life. And again, they are house right down the road from me in Columbus, Ohio here. But yes, you can absolutely, I mean, they wear sort of like medium-sized shoulder pads and different kinds of pads and stuff. But yeah, you can absolutely light some guy up. You just got to do it in the right way. Knocked to the ground that time, a good example. Now Lankinen still got it in the corner. Back to the middle. This time Gauntz says, I'll take that. Now Brendan Gauntz will try the left wing. You can see there are different colored lines, Alex. There's like a blue line and then a red line in the middle and then another blue line. It's like in the blue line is the offensive zone. So it's kind of like soccer. You can't go offside. The puck has to go in before a person can go in. So you can't just like cherry pick. Fired it, and somehow he whiffed on it completely. I'm not sure how he whiffed, actually. That was Valeri Nichushkin, and he just completely whiffed on it. Now Solyov around the back of the net being peppered by Kent Johnson. Taken off the puck in a big way now. Gauntz back to Kent Johnson. Can somebody come and help? No, the Blue Jackets are in the middle of a line change, and they can't do anything with it. Unfortunate timing there. Fabro now on the right wing corner. He'll stick check the puck away from the Avalanche player, and here comes Boone now. Boone cross ice pass. Dmitry Voronkov. Voronkov pushing the middle, firing to Marchenko, and Marchenko is one of our best offensive players, and he couldn't get it to go. And now we're going to get a penalty. Really? Did he actually cross-check? He was frustrated. He kind of, yeah. When you check him with your stick like that, it's called cross-checking. And that's what the penalty will be here for Marchenko. So he'll go to the penalty box. A 2-minute power play goes on for the Avalanche. They are 0 for 1 on the power play to start this game. Oh, no, that's cool. So, yes, you're a Blue Jackets fan as well. Burns now. So you can see that there will be... Oh, and it goes in already! Brock Nelson, a little deflection in front of the net. Let's watch it again. We're going to have to see right off the face-off. A D-to-D pass. He rips it in, and Nelson must have deflected. Watch the guy standing in front of the net. Standing. Yoink! And he just deflects it out of the air. Man, those goals are so cool, and they're so hard to defend. Watch Nelson just gets in there, boink, and just deflects that thing in midair. Nasty goal, and the Avalanche have started to blow this thing wide open now, 5-2. And that's also a power play goal for the Avalanche. Blue Jackets now trailing 5-2. Drury and Greaves already 31 shots on goal is a good amount for like some games. And they've got that through 3 here. So Olofsson peppering defenders. He had that beautiful assist earlier in the game. Not sure we're getting a montage on Olofsson, but we are. He had the D-to-D pass here, ripped it, and then right out of the air. Just deflected it. And what the goalie thought was coming right into his net, or his glove, was not, in fact. Yes, the penalty box is like a little box on the opposite side of the bench, and you go in it and you sit there and you think about it. I think they got water bottles and stuff in there, but yeah. You're separate from the team, and then as soon as the 2 minutes runs out, you get to come right back on the ice. There's like a separate running clock for the power play. We just didn't see it happen very long because they scored so quickly. 5-2. This one's gotten away from Columbus now. Denton Matejček now. He'll try the right wing. He's pressuring down with some of that speed that he has, and just never got the pass to Olivier in front of the net. Now Drury. Blue Jackets getting a little physical now. And guys will do a lot of fighting for different reasons. A lot of times it's to try to build the momentum. So, like, if this game is any real indication that, and usually there's like one guy who's sort of like the fighter on the team. But most guys will be willing to, but they don't like to. One guy usually is like the guy who likes to fight, and he'll try to find the other guy who likes to fight, and they'll be like, "You want to go? Okay, let's go." The Blue Jackets, his name is Matthew Olivier. And he scores again, Olofsson. This kid is having a point fest tonight. And Victor Olofsson, just another great shot and a great goal for the Swede. And poor Jet Greaves, they might have to put him on the bench. You can pull your goalie and put your other goalie in if you want. Every team has 2 goalies active every game. It's 3 periods. So it's not quarters, it's 3 periods. And each period is 20 minutes long. I have them set to like 7 minutes-ish in length. And obviously every time there's a stoppage in play, it takes longer. But so you can see there's 3:13 left in the second period. And it counts down to 0. 3:10, 3:11, 3:09, you can see. Marchment now to the right side. 6-2 Avalanche. Fired in front. Wedgwood's got it. Where is it at? It's behind the net. Nate just comes down. 1v2. He has no numbers, and Faber does a nice job. Reeves still in net for the Blue Jackets. At 6-2 with in 2 periods, 6 goals given up. Probably they're going to the other goalie. So interestingly enough, Alex, a fun piece of hockey information for you. As I just told you that every team has 2 goalies who are active. Kind of like a quarterback and a backup quarterback that could come in if a guy just is playing badly or if he gets hurt or something. But in every hockey arena in the NHL, there is a person that's called the E-Bug, the emergency backup goaltender. And so if you have, this one's going to be offsides, which means they came in before the puck. So if both goalies for a team were to get hurt for some reason, there's like a random guy. He could be the guy that drives the Zamboni. He could be like a guy who comes out and scoops up the ice during timeouts or whatever. He could be the guy that fires the t-shirt cannon. But it's somebody who has hockey experience and he has pads, and he could basically be the goalie for either team in the game. So it's based on the arena. So every NHL hockey arena has an E-Bug, an emergency backup goaltender, which is just like a random guy is Voronkov. What a ripper here at the tail end. 6 seconds left in the period, and the Russian rips one home. Look at this. Just kind of came back to his stick. He kept with it, and then he ripped that thing near post. High glove side. Let's watch it again in slow motion. Shot speed of 99. I was going to say this thing had some heat on it, and it's past Wedgwood before he can even believe it. See this upward angle. How close to that corner did he put it in? Real close to that corner. What a shot by Dmitry Voronkov. And a little bit of light here at the end of the otherwise dim second period for the Blue Jackets. That is a goal for Columbus. So Columbus now trails 6-3. I know it's very confusing because the abbreviation for Columbus is the CBJ, Columbus Blue Jackets, because the abbreviation for Colorado is COL, which makes 0 sense to me that Columbus and Colorado both start with the same letters, so they said, okay, the new team can be CBJ, which is just their acronym of their whole team. And a lot of people refer to them as the CBJ. Okay, well, lots of goals for Colorado in period number 2. Just one for the Blue Jackets, but it is the most recent one, so perhaps a little bit of momentum can carry over. Third period of action coming up here. Here at Nagy on Sports again, my name is Phil Nagy. Appreciate all of my subscribers being on. If your hockey is your thing, welcome. We do mostly football. Did a little basketball earlier today. Going to do a little hockey from time to time, and I've had a request to do some soccer as well. So we'll put all 3 of those on the channel here over the course of January and February while we wait for the NFL playoffs in particular to wrap up. Cross ice pass to Gabriel Landeskog. Now, Zach Werenski. Marchenko to Mason Marchment. Marchment. Looking, bumped off the puck. Samuel Girard. Cross ice pass to Cale Makar. Cale Makar is one of the best players in the league. Now Makar, little X next to their name means that they have X factor skills, which most of the players have some. And they vary kind of like they do in Madden. Coming down the right side. Hit. Oh, he got drilled against the board. Slow to get up was Fantilli, but he does. He's back into play, and McKinnon's on the right wing side. Somebody might have to pay for that hit. As you can see, Fantilli chasing down his attacker, trying to put a little bit of it in. They're hitting each other now, boy. So this is the third and final period. It'll count down to 20. If the teams are tied at the end of regulation, as Johnson had a really nice look at it, it's deflected in front. Here comes Olofsson. If the teams are tied at the end of regulation, in the regular season, they have a different set of rules than the playoffs. In the playoffs, they just keep going. And they play another 20-minute period, another 20-minute period, another 20, and it's just golden goal. First goal wins. But you could play another 3, 4, I think there was, the record is like 7 overtimes in the playoffs or something crazy. In fact, the Blue Jackets had a really long playoff game one time with like 6 overtimes. But in the regular season, they just play 5 minutes, and then it's still golden goal, and it's 3-on-3. So they take some of the guys off the ice just to make it more space and more open, which obviously makes the offense more exciting. So if nobody scores during that 5 minutes of 3-on-3, then they go to a shootout. Only in the regular season. And a shootout is exactly what it sounds like. It's just one guy who takes the puck up and has a singular shot attempt against the goalie, and they go back and forth. It's like a best out of 3, and then best out of the next 4, 5, 6, however many it takes till one team makes it and the other team doesn't. And then the last thing about hockey is we're going to get tripping on Josh Manson. So the Blue Jackets back to the power play. They're 1-for-1 today. The last thing about when you win in hockey, you get 2 points. Like they have like points, like standings in the points. Okay, so you get 2 points for a win, and then if your team makes it to overtime, you get a point. So even if you would lose in overtime, you get 1 point. And if you win in overtime, it obviously counts as a win. So the Blue Jackets record right now is 18, 18, and 7. So they've won 18 times, they've lost 18 times, and they've lost 7 times in overtime. So 18, that's 36 points, and then plus 7 overtime losses. So the Blue Jackets have 43 points on the season. And then the points in the standings is how you get that's how you like the top 3 from every division or whatever go to the playoffs kind of a thing. So that's where if you hear a team saying like, oh, they're a point-a-night team, or oh, they need to get 4 points out of this 3-game road trip, that's what they're talking about. That one's deflected high. Still 6-3. Glad you've been on, Alex. It's been fun to talk to help somebody new learn hockey. It's a really fun game. Like I said, if you have an opportunity to see a Blue Jackets game or like a Lake Erie Monster or Cleveland Monsters game or something, I would encourage you to do it. It's a really, really fun sport. It's really fast-paced. A lot of times I think I forget that they're even skating, which in and of itself is like a difficult skill because they're so fluid, they're so athletic, and they're doing it on ice skates. Johnson in the middle, taken away by Solyov. He'll dump it all the way down, and this is going to be icing. Nope, not icing. They'll wave it off. Coyle, he's very tight. You see his energy bar completely depleted, but he's going to fight his way down. In the middle, Johnson tried to throw one home, wouldn't go. And that's the end of the power play. Blue Jackets just never really got one set up, did they? Back to 5-on-5, even strength hockey. Josh Manson freshly out of the box after his trip. Taken away by Zach Wierenski, and then he gets punished for the trouble. Here's Danton Heinen now. Heinen, cross ice pass to Zach Aston Reese. Reese penetrating, and Wedgwood makes a save. It comes back out, and he tries to put it back in. And a good save there. No, if you have the best record in hockey, you're still going to have the most points. What it means is that if your team, it's just trying to reward your team a little bit for like getting to overtime. Like if you can get to overtime tied, then you earn a point. Now the team that wins still gets 2 points, but you get 1 point. So it's sort of a way to reward teams that are fighting hard enough to get to overtime, even if they don't win. But yeah, if you have the best record, you're obviously getting 2 points for all those wins, so you're going to have the best. You're going to have the most points anyway. But yeah, like the 3 seed could have 40 wins, and the 4 seed could have 41 wins, but not as many playoff or overtime losses, kind of a thing. So it rewards you for playing more, better quality hockey games, is the point. And not just purely on record. Because they play 82 games like the NBA. But in the NBA, obviously, they don't end games in ties. They always play in overtime until they have a winner. But it's a fun sport. Cross ice pass, that ain't McKinnon. We'll go Cale Makar, watch out, Landeskog, goes in. It looked like he was trying to deke, which is sort of the hockey equivalent of like a juke move where you're kind of wiggling the puck with your stick, and it kind of left his stick, and then when it left his stick, it kind of just went through what they call the 5-hole, which is between the goalie's legs. So he's deking, and then he lost. Look at that. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's the deke. And then, I guess he does sort of curve it around Jet Greaves at the last minute, doesn't he? We'll watch this will be a better angle. Deke, around it. No, it's just actually a good play. In real time, it looked like maybe it just came off his puck and went 5-hole. In fact, it actually went over the right kick or blocker pad. 7-3. This one's probably over. Sillinger puts a nice shot. Wedgwood gets a save. Here comes Cale Makar. Makar can't get it out of the zone. Blue Jackets stay in. Voronkov deep behind the net. Fabro rips one. It's deflected high off the glass. If the puck goes over the glass and out of play, they just do like a restart wherever the closest dot was. You can see all those various dots on the ice are the various places you could have face-offs at. Sillinger around and across the blue line. Johnson in the middle, finds himself alone, throws it to Wedgwood. Wedgwood gets it to Makar, and here comes Olsen to the right side. Olsen's had a very good day with the multiple points, including a goal. Kent Johnson. Uber talented Kent Johnson just having trouble getting started. He'll pick the puck back up, but he's tired. Cross ice pass to Fabro. Fabro rips one, and it's gloved but not caught. Aston Reese behind the net. They'll try to set back up. Sticked aside by Wedgwood, and now in the corner, Girard gets hit, and the Blue Jackets still keep it in. Pouring it on here. And finally taken out of the way, Drury, and everybody is exhausted and heading for the bench where they're going to switch. Aston Reese at the end of a change. Can he get in there quick? He can't. Solyov came over there quick, a little bit quicker than he could, and now Kelly down the left wing side. Brinley to Drury. Drury has scored in this game. He'll throw one off of the stick side blocker. Right blocker pad. Aston Reese in the corner. He'll drop it for his D-man Fabro. Back in the middle to Olivier. Hit a post. Oh boy, Mathieu Olivier hit a post. Solyov over to Kelly. I see your question, Alex. I'll read it in a second. Round as soon as we get the next stoppage in play. Fabro. He'll be bumped up against the wall. Now Marchenko comes back to get it. Now Provorov pushing forward to enter the play. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Ivan Provorov taken off his stick by Solyov. Here's Provorov again. He'll rip it right into the guts of Jack Drury coming the other way. That one hurt. You can see him over at the bench. Actually stays on the ice. Good for him. Solyov quickly to Gavin Brindley. Again, the former Blue Jacket came over in the trade with Charlie Coyle. For Charlie Coyle. Saverson. Gaunce. Rip it, and it goes a little bit wide off the glass. And not on target. 39 shots for the Avalanche, 30 shots for the Blue Jackets. They are peppering here at the end. Olivier trying to go glove side. Wedgwood, still no stoppage in play. 1 minute left, and you can see a little bit slow getting up is Olivier. A little surprised he hasn't fought in this one. 55 seconds to go. You can actually pull your goalie at the end of game, like actually anytime you want, but at the end of games, a lot if a team is down by like 1 goal, maybe 2, they'll pull their goalie to try to get an extra attacker on, and you can put a 6th skater on the ice. So it'll be 6-on-5, but then your net is empty. And then the other team can, score an empty net goal, as they say. 30 seconds left to go. Guys, this was fun. I appreciate you being on. Again, my name is Phil Nagy on Sports is the channel. We will look at some quick stats at the end of this one, but hope the real Blue Jackets do a little bit better than this. But right now, the Avalanche 7-3 with 20 seconds left feel like they are going to very securely take care of this victory, pending some sort of weird meltdown miracle, or maybe just catastrophic melting of the ice in general. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is your hockey game. Okay. Hold on. Question: what's happening if you sleep on the ice? Oh, slip on the ice? Usually they can tell. They call it losing an edge, like because you're on ice and it's hard to skate, so you will fall down. So unless it's obvious that another person made you fall, and again, people hit each other all the time. That's very legal. There's just certain kinds of ways where you contact them that there are penalties called for it. And usually it has to do with impeding their ability to play the puck accurately, or like if you grab onto their stick, or if you trip them, or if you hit them with your stick, those kinds of things. But like most sports, the players kind of find those gray areas, and so like, I didn't hit him in the sticks, I hit him in the hands, but you missed his hands and hit his stick, and then you get a cross check and all kinds of things. So it's a little bit nuanced when you get into the deep weeds, and again, I don't know every single penalty off the top of my head, but it is what it is. All right, 7-3 is your final score. 39 shots for the Avalanche, 31 for the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets out hit them 57-34. That is a boatload of hits. Got out face-off one, 23-14 in this one for your box scores. 1 goal for, look at that, Olofsson had 4 points in this game. 1 goal and 3 assists in this one. 2-2 after 1. The 4 goals in the second really did the Blue Jackets in. For our Blue Jackets, again, those 3 goal scorers were Danton Heinen, Dmitry Voronkov, and Adam Fantilli. This was how many minutes of ice time they had. That's what that means. Assists today for the Blue Jackets, Marchment and Werenski, because one of them was unassisted. So that means those guys, and if you have a goal or an assist, you get what's called a point. Plus minus is if you were on the goals, like Werenski was on there for 3 more goals than he was scored against than he was scored for, plus minus. I think they do that for basketball too. All right, guys, this was fun. Appreciate you being on. Blue Jackets are going to lose this one 3-7. Real game starts in about a half an hour. Hopefully the real Blue Jackets will do a little bit better as well. So take care of yourselves. Enjoy the playoff football today. Enjoy the Cavs win. Did the Cavs win? They were winning. They got blown out in our sim earlier today, that's for sure. I'm going to check that real quick here before we go dark. And the Cavs did win, 146-134. Holy moly, that's a lot of points scored. Kind of the opposite of what we had, including everybody in the starting lineup had double figures, and Jalen Tyson had 23 off the bench, so that's pretty clutch. Mitchell had 28, 22 for Garland, 20 for Sammy Buckets, 24 for Evan Mobley, 16 and 11 double-double for Josh Allen. We'll take that all day long. All right, sorry for cross-talking here. Appreciate you being on. Today we'll say go Avalanche for the win, go Blue Jackets, and as always, go Browns.